Thank you. I move that the council adjourn to executive session for the purpose of conducting contract negotiations with non-union personnel, Town Manager John C. Clem, and to reconvene an open session thereafter.
We have a motion and a second. This is a roll call vote, Madam Clerk. One for your patience, and unfortunately I think Rick Barry has the second part of his motion for us.
Move that we go into executive session to return to public hearing afterwards to discuss or to consider releasing the executive session minutes of June 16th, 2011.
So to approve and then to release, if so voted, the minutes of June 16th?
Correct.
That's a roll call vote, Madam Clerk.
Mr. President, just
Yes.
a point of information.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I believe there was a motion that was first given and seconded. Do you want to ask those parties to, just for cleanliness and paperwork, just to
Sure.
redact those
You
first?
mean the June 15th?
He had originally made a motion to have the June 15th and 16th, and it was seconded, and then before the vote was taken. So there's still technically a motion on the floor that's
Right, they
been
were
seconded.
bifurcated, right.
If they-
Actually, and
If they want to
the
review, take those
committee
back.
came out with the June 15th. Do you want to make a report to us, or? We weren't party to that. Did you guys have some motion you were going to make, or what was going to happen with regard? No? Okay. So that was voted and seconded, right, on the June 16th minutes?
I don't believe so. I believe there
Okay.
was a motion for the June 15th and 16th, and then there was discussion by that committee that they didn't want the 15th included in that
Right.
because that was a subcommittee. But I think that's still on the floor.
That was bifurcated. The subcommittee met. Is there some part of that motion I missed?
I don't remember a vote on the bifurcation.
I think they actually were bifurcated. The subcommittee met on the June 15th minutes. So if we could have a roll call vote on Mr. Barry's motion on the June 16th minutes.
Councillor Barry.
Yes.
Barton.
Yes.
Kennedy.
Yes.
Chair Godis.
Yes.
Crocker.
Yes.
Dagwan.
Yes.
Farnham.
Yes.
Milne.
Yes.
Munifo.
Yes.
Norman.
Yes.
Rugo.
Yes.
You have 11 yes.
Thank you. We'll adjourn to the other room and hopefully be quicker than the last one. (2012-001).
You have to bear with me, Mr. President. I'm afraid I don't have my glasses on, but I believe I can get it with my long arm here. 2012-001, approval of of a contract with Barnstable Town Manager and its execution. Resolved that the Town Council approves a contract with the Town Manager and authorizes the Council President to sign on behalf of the Council and the Town of Barnstable. Sponsored by the Town Manager's Review Subcommittee. Introduced 714. May be acted upon. It says 714, but it's 614. No, I'm sorry. Today is the 24th. 23rd?
But it's still June.
June 23rd. Thank you, Mr. President. My apology.
So do we have a rationale? Yeah. Subcommittee want to speak to that rationale?
The subcommittee made a report to the council. The council has agreed to bring it out into this public forum, and that's what I believe was the subcommittee's position.
Okay.
Point of information.
Yes, sir.
I haven't seen any subcommittee report.
Neither have I.
I may take exception with both of you because you both had in your hand just a few minutes ago when we were in the room. It was part of the document that you had in your hand.
We had an outline, but we didn't have. We don't have the minutes of what the discussion was. I think is what Councilor Barry's saying.
That's correct.
One more time, Mr. President. What would you like me to afford you with? What is it your question is?
The rationale for the item approval of a contract with the Barnstable Town Manager and its execution.
It's in accordance with the meeting we just left, Mr. President, where we discussed a vote that was taken in executive session that was brought forward now to the public, and we're following through on the discussion we just had, Mr. President.
I got you. I'm just asking if the subcommittee has any rationale that they would like to offer to the public. And if your answer is that you've already given it and that's as far as you want to go, that's fine.
Yes, the subcommittee was a subcommittee of this for the purposes of giving information to the full body of the council, and we did that, Mr. President. And that is the extent that our committee was organized for.
Okay.
Point of information, but not including releasing the minutes of your committee to the full town council, correct?
We brought Attorney Ruth Weil into the meeting, as I told you earlier, Councilor Barry, and Attorney Weil thinks we should be keeping those in executive because they're personnel matters until such things as they are resolved. But the copy you had in your hand was the worksheet that came from it, and that was the vote that was made, and that's what you had in your hand just 5 minutes ago, Mr. Barry.
Thank you very much. That's as clear as we're going to get. While this is ordinarily not contract negotiations and not ordinarily public hearings, given the number of people who are here from the public and the import of this issue, I would allow members of the public to speak to this if they would like. If there's anyone of the public who wants to speak, please step.
I will second that motion.
If you'd have a seat, please.
I'd like to be able to speak.
If you would have a
I'll
seat,
sit.
please.
Please let me speak in a moment, please. Before you vote, I had to come in here. You people have destroyed my life. You don't have to put your hands on me, Mr. Morse.
Mr. President, we allowed individuals to speak more than once.
We've closed the public hearing. Please raise your hand.
Charter objection.
At the time of a call for vote.
Contract, the approval of a contract or an amendment to a contract under your rules is a non-measure. Charter objections only apply to measures.
I did my best.
Thank you. Any other discussion? It's a roll call vote, Madam Clerk.